Hello, everyone. It is Technique Tuesday, the 23rd of September. My name is Linda Dolke, and I'm coming to you from the east coast of Australia. And depending where you are, you might be enjoying this beautiful sunshine that we are as well, or you might be on the other side of the world. So I'm just having a little look through. I can see we have lots of people joining us today. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're all well and doing fine. It's been busy around here. Some of you know I'm in my final push to earn the Alaska incentive trip, and I'm really super close, like literally one or two orders away. So it's going to happen. I'm very excited because I've still got another week and a bit to go. But actually, what's today? Tuesday, a week today. So that's exciting. So if anyone has got an order sitting there that they're waiting to put through for some reason, I'm still offering my envelopes. So any order over $100 gets you a mystery envelope, and the envelope has something inside it. I don't even know which item is inside each envelope. I packed them all in there and didn't really look at what I was putting in the envelope. So each person will get a prize, and there is a minimum of $21.75. The lowest item in any of the prize packs is $21.75, which is a DSP pack. So there we go. Getting super close. I'm excited to announce it when it happens. So thank you so much for supporting me. I know many of you jumped in and placed your orders. If your order is under 100, as long as it's over 60, you also get Craft Along, the supply pack to make the cards with me next month. So any month that you place an order of $60 or more, you get a Craft Along supply pack. Those all went out yesterday and Friday, and I'm in the process of ringing the people who I sent them to on Friday. Those of you who I've already rung know about this, that I missed. I accidentally left a piece out in the Friday ones. So I'm letting people know what it is, because it's not going to have time to arrive before Craft Along this Thursday. And yeah, anyway, that's what happened. I didn't realize until I was in the car driving to the post office with the second lot yesterday when I realized what I'd done, and I went home and fixed those ones. But Fridays, it was too late. They'd already gone. So yes, Glenda, I will. And I have a workshop this coming Friday. So of course that's awesome as well. So that's a nice little bonus to know I've got that up my sleeve. But I'd really love to give away these last two envelopes that I have. So if anyone's placing an order of 100 or more, you will get an envelope. So, but don't wait, because they will be gone very shortly. Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. All right, so today's Technique Tuesday, we do a different technique every Tuesday. And do you know, I actually thought I knew what I was doing today. And about 2 hours ago, I sat down to prepare my samples ready. And that's when I realized I had done that particular technique before. I mean, I could do it again, but the thing is, it's not that long since I did it. I look back through I keep a record of all my techniques that I've done previously. And if I haven't done one for a year or more, I'm happy to do it again with different products and so forth. But this one I'd only done back in July, and I went, oh no. So I've come up with something else. That's all right. And let's switch over to the desk and have a look. Here we go. All right. So this is our current mini catalog. We also have a whole range of online exclusives as well that aren't in the catalog. So that if you go to the online store, and let me put the banner up on the screen right now. This is where you go to, this is my blog, lookwhatimade.com.au. If you go there, there is a shop now button, and you can go there and shop to your heart's content. Now, the only stipulation to that is you do need to be in Australia to shop with me, because that's where I am. But last week, Stampin' Up! Announced something that if you are in a country that doesn't have Stampin' Up!, you can shop in the online store of demonstrators elsewhere. So if you're in one of those other countries, not Canada, not North America, because they all have Stampin' Up!, and not the European countries where we have it, you can actually place orders. The only stipulation is it has to be delivered to an Australian address, and then then you'd have to work out what happens after that. But just so you know, you can now shop from overseas countries, and that wasn't possible before. So it's a bit of an exciting thing. If you go to that address and hit the shop now button, you go to my store, and it will actually say shopping with Linda Dolke at the top of the page when you're shopping. So I'll just remove that so it's not going to get into the way of what we're doing. All right. So I've been working through this catalog and I did actually get a couple more new things this week to expand my repertoire a little bit, a couple more new things. One of the things that I decided to get, and sometimes this happens, I'll get my initial group of stuff out of the catalog that I think I want to show you. And then I see things that other people have done with it. And I go, ooh, that's nice. So Ellen made me buy this next thing. Let me just find where it is. So stamp sets, it is, where is it? Page 16. Here we go. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, yeah, here it is. This one. This one. This Merry Christmas. This simple Merry Christmas right here. I love what Ellen's been doing this. She's been stamping it as a background stamp, and I love that look. I just think it looks so fantastic. So I was very inspired by what I saw her do, and I wanted to grab this. I'm just going back up to comments because I realized I can't see them right now. What else? And then I also got the Traditions of Christmas. I already had the Christmas greenery set. Where is it? Here it is. This one here. I already had this, but this week I got this one with these labels as well. So now I've got all four. I originally thought I don't need any more Christmas words. Turns out I do. And I love these labels. And I've seen people using those and going, oh, I wish I had those now. So I have actually got those now. And we might actually use these today, depending on how this turns out. So what I wanted to do, we're going to do some paper weaving today. And you're thinking, what? What is she talking about? There are so many different ways to do paper weaving. Okay, you can do it lots and lots of different ways. But I'm going to show you just a couple, and maybe we'll revisit paper weaving another time. And the first thing I'm going to show you, you're going to think, well, that looks familiar. We've seen that before, Linda. Have you seen this? This is paper weaving in its simplest form, as far as I'm concerned. This is actually a sketch by Page Maps. I found it on Pinterest, and I thought this was fantastic, and I used it on one of our sketch nights, our Friday night sketches. In case you don't know, I go live every Friday night, 7:30 Sydney time, with some sketches. Okay, and we've been working through the sketches in our catalogs, but when we ran out of those, we used some that were online, and this is one of them. Okay, and I did this a little while ago with, I think it was back in July, pretty sure, and I used the Painterly Pairs suite to make it. Very, very simple card, but super, super beautiful. It just turned out beautiful. I was really, really happy. Ellen inspired you too, Sheila. I know. You got to be careful with all those Stampin' Up! Demonstrators inspiring you to do all kinds of things, right? Yeah, I got it too. So what I like about this particular one, and I'm going to show you a couple of different ways to do some paper weaving today. This is like really, really simple. And what I love about it is it actually shows you the order that you need to lay them down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 actually gives you the order. I mean, that's fantastic, right? And I thought, well, let's do this again because it's a really easy way of paper weaving. And, well, I'm just looking at, I'm going to get a fresh, that came out of my scrap drawer, but I'm going to get a fresh new piece of basic white. And we're going to do this with different colors and make it a Christmassy thing, okay? Who started their Christmas cards? Anybody? Anyone started? Hey, Kerry, nice to see you there. I'm seeing, oh, and Sheila too. I'm seeing quite a few of you girls for the Zoom class tomorrow. If you haven't yet signed up for the Zoom class, registered for that, it's not too late. You can do it with me tomorrow. The cards that we're going to be making will be with the Branching Out bundle. Normally, a Zoom class takes 90 minutes to 2 hours, roughly 2 hours. So if you allow 2 hours for it, you should be okay. We should get through it in that time. And we have a really great group coming tomorrow. Some of you, I see your names actually appearing in the comments as we talk. But I just wanted to let you know that it's happening tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Okay, so you just posted 33 Christmas cards? Wow, that's fantastic. I know. That's so true, Leslie. I got her to buy Branching Out because she bought the dies, because the dies for Branching Out are fantastic. Those lovely nested dies. You can use them so many, for a million different things. But the stamp set, she decided she didn't need that. And then like you said, I've convinced her that it's a set she needs to have. And then she convinced me I need to have the Merry Christmas. So we do it to each other. That's okay, Sheila. No problems. We'll look forward to seeing you when you get there. I will look out for you. Sometimes it does send me a little message on the screen to say that somebody's in the waiting room waiting to be let in. So I hope I see it. If I'm not looking at the screen at the time, it stays on there until I notice it. So hopefully it won't be too long before I let you in. You have many done, Roz. Well, there you go. Oh, Kerry, there you go. Getting ready for the Zoom class. Cool. That's great. You'll be sorted out then. Look, I usually move at a speed that people can do it on the go. But if you have it already done in preparation, if you have it cut up before we start, it just makes things a little bit easier. It just means that you're not worried about having to get that done. It's a little less stressful. That's what I would recommend. You start in July every year, Roz? Is this something you always do, or just this year? Hello, Donna. Nice to see you, Judy. Everyone's, oh, Glenda, you're nearly done with your Christmas cards. How good are you? Well, you know what? I have so many Christmas cards left over from last year and the year before. I probably could get away with not making any this year, but of course that won't happen. I will be making them. All right. So I thought for this one, we might use the traditions of Christmas stuff, because we've got all these lovely Christmassy colors. And I'm just going to go through and pull out the ones that I want to use. So I particularly like a couple, and I'm just going to start. So on one side, you've got this beautiful foiled design, and on the other side, you've got a stripy one. And Denise, I've just ordered my second pack and it just arrived. So I borrowed a sheet from Denise last week when I ran low for a class, and she kindly offered to help me out. So, all right, so that's a maybe. This is a nice, I love this one with the poinsettias. And then we've got this one. Well, I don't know if we want to use, do we want to use the blue? I mean, that's very Christmassy looking, this tartany design. And what else have we got? And we've got this one that's got some little poinsettias. This one, this design can be cut out with the dies. This particular one, it's like a what would you call, what am I trying to say? It's a wreath, but it's not a wreath. It's not a round wreath. When they're like this, what do we call them? We call them something different. Garland? Is that what it is? Oh, you do that every year, Roz. Fantastic. You guys are great working on your Christmas stuff. You've ordered it for the Zoom. You don't know if it'll be in time. You can always, Maggie, did you already get something from me to say? I'm just looking, I'm going back and looking at it. Yes, I'm looking at Maggie's comment now. So Margaret Lang is also known, aka Maggie, and she's in Tasmania. So if you hear me talking about Maggie, that's who I'm talking about. So you've ordered the branch, can put you in for the Zoom class. Absolutely. Of course I will. So you haven't received anything from me so far, which means I haven't got you down already. Looks like there's a few people who are going to miss the Zoom class tomorrow, but they're coming back to it. It is a garland. Oh, swag. Yeah, it could be either of those things. True. I'm just looking. Oh, Linda, that's okay. We're just getting started, really. A swag is what you call it, and a garland is what we call it here. Oh, and Jolene says swag as well. So there you go. So garlands are round, corsage, or maybe bouquet. There's a few different ways of thinking about it. All right, I want to have colors that are going to go well together. And I just realized that one of the pieces that I wanted to have, so this is nice. So this has got the pink and the red and the green. So that's probably a really good one to have. This one, I don't know whether I feel quite right about that one. And then I've realized that one of the pieces, I've got a brand new pack. I used up all of the red and gold that I'm particularly looking for. I've used it all up. So I'm going to grab out my new pack. So Denise had arrived today. So I have got, and I'm surprised they put this piece on top. So that's the piece that you see, and you don't get to see any of the, if I was them, I would put one of the beautiful red and gold ones on the outside. So that's the first thing you see. But sometimes they don't put, in my mind, the best design facing the outside. All right, so this is the one I'm looking for, this one. That one there. Because I feel that that's a really good one to use. So we are going to, now one of the things you'll notice here is that they've actually got 6 different patterns. You don't have to have 6 different patterns if you don't want to, but I think I'm going to do that anyway. The other thing is that they are all a similar width, but not exactly the same. So, you know, for example, this one here, 1 and 5 are the same, but 3 is a little bit wider. Can you see that? And here, 6 is definitely wider than 4. So there are different ones. And I think that's okay. So I'm going to start, I'm actually going to do, you could do 1/2 inch or 1.3 centimeters. I'm just going to cut a piece of that off. And I'm going to do them longer probably than they need to be because I can always cut them later. All right. And then I've got another one here. So you've got red on one side. Those two look really good together, actually. I'm just going to just realized I haven't got my lamp on. So that might make it a little bit easier to see. You ordered another pack of DSP? Exactly, right? So that's what we do sometimes. So I've got these two. All right. And then this one, I love this piece. That's got to be in here for sure. And maybe we'll use the piece that's on the back. So I'm going to go maybe a little wider this time. So you don't have to be too precise with your sizing. And I'm going to have one piece here, and I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to have a piece from the back. Now, I do notice that some of the ones that are going up and down seem to be a little longer. Like these ones look longer than these, which makes sense because the card is longer than it is wide. So I might have a couple of longer ones now. Let me see what other pieces would I like to use. Maybe I'll do a piece. Do we want to stick with red and green, or do we want to throw some blue in? What do you think? A spray of flowers. There you go. I'm never sure what to call them. It's hard to know sometimes, isn't it? All right, well, maybe I'll go with a piece of this. This is a bit longer, so we'll go with this one this way. And then maybe a piece at the back. We'll see. I haven't decided whether I want this piece on there or not. So we'll put them all together, and if we don't like the way any of them look, we can always... So I've got 6 pieces, and as you can see, that's what we need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need 6. All right, so let's have a look and see. I'm going to start by... This one's going to be too long, so I'm going to cut that down. And then this one as well. So let's do that first. I'm going to cut that down a little bit shorter. And how much less long is that? Actually, that might be the right length. Let's see. I do think that that's about right. And then these ones will need to be shorter. So let's see. Kind of playing with it as I go. That's 12 centimeters long, that first one. So I'm going to make these ones about the same. And these ones here, you can see a little bit long, you know, they're at different heights. So let's have a look here. I might put that one in the middle. And that one's a little bit lower. I'm just copying what this is. So let's move them different heights and different bits. And then this one up. Not sure about this tartan yet. Haven't decided if I like it. And whether I'm happy with that. All right. So need to follow what it says. It says 1. This one goes first. And then 2. Let's cut this one shorter. I'm going to cut this one. The paper is about 10.5 wide. So if I go maybe about 9 centimeters, let's see if that's right. Cross. Yeah, that's about right. That's pretty good, actually. I could cut it a little bit shorter if I wanted to. And then 3 is next. Let's do, which one of these do I like the best? I like this one better. So I'll have that one, 3. Okay, that one I think needs cut short a little bit. So let's cut 1 centimeter off it and see how that goes. And we can just adjust as we go. Just going to move it. And then 4 is the next one that goes across. And I think this one is going to be too long. So let's make it about that. And then this one. And then 6 goes across, and I want that shorter too. Now this one I want a little bit shorter again, so put it back where it was. All right, so what do we think? Do we like all the colors, or do we, because don't forget you guys get to choose, right? And, you know, I can move them closer or further apart, whatever I want. And this one goes on top like that. Someone's beeping out there. Or I'm looking back to see. Oh, you think I should have added the blue? I'm wondering if the blue would have been better than this tartan one. I'm not really cool with the tartan one. That doesn't float my boat. So I could, and there's a couple of different blues. I mean, sorry, they're all Misty Moonlight, but there's a couple of different blue patterns. There's a diagonal one like this, which is quite nice. And then the other one, let me find it. Where's the other one? This one, which is kind of like a little circles. Yeah, it's a great way to use up scraps. Really good way to use up scraps. Marty, I'm sorry. Judy, you didn't get it? I'm sure I sent that to you. I'm having a few people tell me that I've missed. Yeah, I might need to go back through all the names I've got registered again and resend it. It wouldn't hurt me to send a reminder anyway, right? All right, so it definitely needs another piece. So I'm going to just decide whether I want the circles. Yeah, pool party would be good, but there isn't any in this paper actually. So if I'm trying to just use what's in the paper, but I mean, the other thing I could do would be get a blending brush, because you know I love those, and blend a bit with pool party behind. That would be another option. Should we do that? Do you think we should do a bit of blending in the background? Yep, the time, please, is exactly the same time as today, so 2 p.m. tomorrow, if that's helpful. So it's 2:26 now, so this same time tomorrow we'll be Zooming. What's the color in the leaves? It's Old Olive, which is what's here. So you can see that paper pulls that in quite nicely. So we're going to do some blending by the looks. Okay, Marty likes the blending ideas. So let's pull that off there. Plus I see I've got a little bit of a mark here. I'm not sure where that came from, but I might be able to disguise that. Or maybe I'll just put it on the back. Maybe I'll do the back. And let me grab a blending brush that can be used for pool party. And I have quite a new pool party ink pad, so this might be strongish. Let me see how it is on a scrap first. No, it's not bad. It's good actually. All right, let me do a little bit of blending here in the middle and see how this goes. You know that I love to do blending, right? We didn't do this last time we did our paper weaving. And after I do this card, I'm going to show you a totally different card and totally different way of doing some blending on paper. Sorry, blending. I mean weaving with paper. I'm all over the place at the moment. I've got so many things happening this week. I've got a lot of projects and different things, you know, falling due, and then trying to earn the trip and all the things. It's all happening this week. So if I sound a little bit vague, that's probably why. All right. I'm keeping this corner here a bit free because that's where I want to stamp a sentiment like it is, like it here. So I'm trying to keep the blending elsewhere. All right, so let's see how that looks. Thank you. Yeah, well, maybe a second green. I could do that. I mean, we have a different green pattern in the paper. I just didn't like the tartan. I don't know why. The second green pattern is this one. There's a stripe. So there's that possibility, which is also old olive, and that's on the back of this one with all the little bouquets. So, and those bouquets and the garlands or whatever those things are, like I said before, those are all in the what am I saying? Those actually die cut with the dies. They match the dies. So we love that when that happens. I'm just thinking this might go the other way around. I'm going to go this way. This one I feel that needs to be a little bit shorter because I want to have room to put my sentiment. Okay, so number one is going to go first. Let me see which one's this one. And I'm going to cut it a tiny bit shorter for that reason, because I want to have, let me turn this up the right way so I can see what I'm doing. So make it about 10 centimeters. So let's go that one first. And then 2 is going to go across. So let's go with this. I've got a big love for this one, the red with the gold. I really like that. All right, then we're going to have 3, which is going to be, now this 3 was the one I'm struggling with. Okay, 3 is the one that I think I might want to try the blue to see how that goes. And we have to decide whether we wanted diagonal stripes or circles. And I don't know whether, did anyone give me an opinion on that? I'm just going to go back up through the comments to see if anybody said which one. No, I don't think anyone did. Okay, I'm going to go with the circles. Or will I go straight? Yeah, I'll go circles. And then this one's going to be a little bit longer than, well, probably about 10 centimeters for that one. And then 3 goes on top of that. Like that. And then 4 goes over the top this way. So let's try this one. And then 5 goes on top of that. I think I'll go this way after all. No, go back the way I was, because there's more red down here. I'm actually going to cut a bit off this. Too long. And that's the nice thing about this, is you can just adjust it as you go. Like that. Well, the blending does look good behind it, doesn't it? That looks really nice. And then this one, oh, this is another, no, this is the one I wanted. This way. I'm going to take a tiny bit off that too. Okay, I'm liking how that's looking. So I'm going to be putting them down in that order. Here's a tip too. I'm not going to do this right now because I can't, but when you're doing this, if you put them all down and you're really happy with the placement, take a photo. Okay, that's my tip to you. Take a photo with your phone or whatever you use, and that way you will have a record of how it should look. Okay, so now when I take this off, I'm happy with the length of these now and how the placement is, but now I'm going to have to start again because now I need to put glue behind them. All right, so I'm going to start with this one, and you could use Tombow, or you could use tape or seal. Yeah, let me grab a different Tombow. This one should be better. And you don't need to glue them down really, really hard. And then we go, so you can follow back to this again and follow the numbers. So the next one is going to be number 2, which is going to go across here. And you just want to make sure when you put them down that you're laying them down parallel to the side so that you don't end up with crooked bits, okay? I think I just changed the order of things, but doesn't matter. This one is number 3. So this is the blue one. And it's a little bit, as you can see, a bit lower than number 1. So we're going to move that down a little bit like that. And then number 4 is the next one, and I'm using the green for that, which is the back of that one actually. So yes, great way to use up scraps. If you've got scraps left over from a project, don't throw them away when you could, do something like this with them and come up with a really fun project. Okay, that's number 4. So number 5 is this one here in the middle, which is going to be right here. And I'm glad we did that blending. That looks really good. I'm glad that wasn't on my original plan. Now this one is lower than number 1, but goes further than number 4 as well. So, right, so that's going to be like that. And then number 6 is at the bottom here. And I'm using this piece of red for that. It's a little bit wider than this. Yep, that's right. All right. So my challenge to you is don't throw out all your scraps. Use them and come up with something Christmassy or any theme that you want. This would be another great theme for a masculine card. Use some masculine papers like those gorgeous autumn trees ones. The ones I mean? Those would be fantastic. Oh, you got Cairo. That's no good, Donna. Never mind. That's what replays are for. No, Marty, press and seal is really hard to get hold of. You can get it through like an Amazon store. They have it in, you know what, when we had on stage back in 2019, we had on stage in Auckland, New Zealand, and all of us Australian girls were in Woolworths in Auckland trying to buy press and seal because that's where you can get it. So, so there you go. You can get it in New Zealand, but not so much here. I have some because I still have some of that left. So no, we don't sell press and seal here, which is very annoying. Yes, wood grains looks great for guys. I know, right? Hey, Leanne, how you going? All right, so I'm going to have a greeting. I'm just deciding which of these would look good. And something relatively small. So I'm thinking maybe sending love and joy. Would that fit? Not quite. Maybe Merry and Bright. I could probably just get there. I've got enough room to put a Christmas right here. You know what? I can do this. Right down the bottom there. Although I think I would prefer a smaller one. Is decorative trees still current? Let me see. I'm just looking. I know it's last chance. Oh no, it's not. No, it's not. It's not decorative. Decorative trees is still current. Yep. Okay, that's this one here. This is from last year, and that little season's greetings there is going to look really, really good on here. So, no, not that one, not that one. It's this one. Look at that. Perfect size. There we go. And I think I will be using, will I use green or will I use red? I think red, You agree? Do we agree red would be the right color for this? What do you think, guys? Yeah, Woolworths is where I got mine. And guess who needs to clean her decorative tree set because she hasn't used it in a year? That would be me. And I'm just looking to see if I have any seal, because this is what I do when I can't get a stamp to stick because it needs a clean. I seal it on, you guys. That's what I do because I hate stamps falling off the block. All right, so I'm going to just get above this so I get it straight. There we go. Season's greetings. That looks good, doesn't it? And then we just need some bling. I'm thinking some gold on this one would be really good. Oh, we could use some of these, which are part of this suite. I love these. These are one of my new favorite embellishments. They're little glimmer or glitter sequins. How nice are they? And there's gold, red, green, and blue, all the colors we've just used. So what do you think? Which one? Will we go with red? Will we go with gold? I'm thinking gold because I've got red for the writing. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Grab a take your pick tool. Take your pick tool is not. Oh, there we go. Found one. Lucky I have more than one. Yep, I seal it on. That's exactly what I do. I know it's probably not the prettiest, way to do it, but all right, I'm going to do. They are small, medium, and large in this pack. Really, really nice. And I'm going to add a small one at the top. Oop. There we go. And it's a simple little card, but a great way to use up scraps, great way to make the most of your bits and pieces that you've got lying around. So highly recommend this kind of a sketch if you're looking for it. I found it on Pinterest. This is a page map sketch, but there are loads and loads of sketches, but this is a really easy way to do a bit of paper weaving, okay? Oh, no problems. Now let's do a bit of, well, I call this traditional paper weaving, and it won't take us long to do it. It's actually quite simple. I started one earlier just to remind myself how it was done, and this is what I've got so far, but I'm actually going to start from scratch, and we are going to make our own. I haven't even decided what color I want it to be. I'm going to start with a piece of card front size paper. I'm using basic white thick, but you can use any paper you like, and I'm making it the same size as the card front piece on my card. So this is 10 centimeters wide by 14.3 long. If you were doing this in US letter, it would be, I hope I've got this right, 4 inches across by 5 1/4, I believe is right. So someone can tell me if that's not right. I think that's right. You'd think after all this time I would know, but anywho. All right. So for this technique, I think this is really a nice way to do this, and I've seen a couple of different people do it a couple of different ways, but this is how I have done it in the past. You're going to want some adhesive. I preferred tape for this. Oh, good. I'm glad I was right. All right. So what you're going to do, you're going to put this piece of tape right along the top edge of your piece. All right. So we're going to be working on this piece, and I'm going to do the same thing at the sides from here and all the way down. So I'm going as close to the edge as I can and tear it off, or cut it off if you prefer. And same at the bottom. So we're going to do all 4 sides. Who's done this before? Anyone? All right. Now, in the interest of time and also just showing you the technique, I'm going to make these wider. I actually prefer it when it's narrower. So these strips on this one are 1 centimeter wide, okay? And because it's 10 centimeters across, there are 10 strips going up and down this way, okay? Now I'm going to make mine 2 centimeters wide on this occasion just to show you the technique, not because that's how I prefer. And I was thinking about it before, you could do this any color you like, and I hadn't 100% decided. Oh, you've done it with your kids group, Sheila. That's cool. All right. All right. So everyone thinks they've done this when you were 7, says Cherie. Hey, nothing wrong with going back to basics and going back to old techniques. So by having this all the way around, that means we've got a base to start with. Okay. I'm deciding what colors to go with. Does anyone want to shout a couple of colors out to me and we'll go with it? It looks like some of you feel like this is something that everyone has done. I did think about going with Cloud Cover and Secret Sea. I thought those two would look good together. But basically, we're looking for either – we could do it all one color. You could do it in black and white and make a checkerboard. That would look really cool. Purple, says Marty. Purple and what? Because we've got 2 colors. So we're going to go – this is for anyone who's wondering, this is Blackberry Bliss and Crumb Cake. Okay, so – any colors that work together well. Navy and white, says Judy. You made placemats. I know, right? Well, you can use, once again, any scraps for this. And I'm just doing mine with cardstock, but you can use, pattern paper. You can use foil. You can use anything you like. Pink and purple, says Glenda. Silver and purple. Oh, I like the idea of silver and purple. That sounds really nice. Navy and yellow. They'd look really sharp against each other, wouldn't they? I'm just looking at all the options. You guys have got lots of good ideas. But I like Donna's silver and purple idea. That sounds really cool. The only thing is I don't want to use foil today because I'm going to show you what you can do with it to make it look shiny without needing to use foil. So let's cloud cover and purple. Cloud cover and purple. Here's cloud cover. I've got that in my hand. I've got fresh freesia. I don't know if I like those two together. I've got blackberry. No, I don't think so. I mean, maybe I should have just picked a color I like and gone with it. Those two, no, I'm just not feeling, that doesn't feel quite right. I'm looking at all my options next to me. You guys have made some good Secret Sea. If I was going to do Secret Sea, I'd probably do it with cloud cover. I think that would look really nice. But slush and lemon. Ooh. Okay. Well, let me grab my strawberry slush. I've got some scraps of that hanging around. There's strawberry slush. And lemon, or do we want to go really bright and go daffodil? So our options would be, or we could go darling duckling, or we could go lemon. That's really bright, isn't it? Very bright. Anyway, it's going to show you the technique. It doesn't really matter. Or peach. Ooh, what about that? That's an interesting combo. Let's try that. All right. So thank you for all the direction, you guys. So all that you need to make sure that it is longer, and that is slightly longer than your piece and wider than your the pieces that are going to go. So I'm going to go ahead and cut 2 centimeter wide pieces just to give you, that means because it's 10 centimeters across, we're going to get 5 across. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, so I've got 5 pieces. So let's start with these. And what we're going to do is I'm going to get my piece here, and I'm going to take the top, just the top, the backing off. So that's sticky at the edge there. And I'm going to line this up right here in the corner and make sure that it goes straight. And I'm just going to push it down there at the top. So it's just stuck there at the top. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing with all these pieces, and I'm going to butt them up against each other like this. I do remember doing something like this when I was a kid as well, but all the cutting and everything was all done for us. Like we didn't have to do our own. All the pieces were there, and all you had to do was, and glued into place. And all you had to do was weave. And I remember doing it, but this is setting it all up from scratch. So now you can see this is glued at the top, but it's only glued at the top. It's not glued anywhere else. Okay. All right. And now we've got our other color, which is this one is going to be, well, that's going to be well and truly wide enough. So I'm going to make these the same, whatever we're going to end up with squares. So we're going to go 2 centimeters for these as well. Now we will go over at the bottom. That's okay. We can always trim it off. And that's why it doesn't matter how long they are, so long as they're longer, because you can trim it off when you're done. So I'm doing about 7 of these-ish. How many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do another. I'll do 2 more just to be safe. 7 and 8. All right. All right, so I've got my pieces here. Now this one is going to go in here, and it's going to be, you can weave it under every second one. All right, so it's the same process as you would with a smaller one, and we want to end up with squares. So I'm about 2 centimeters from the top, because these are 2 centimeter wide strips, and I'm going to pop that right there. And then the next one, instead of going underneath, it's going to go on the alternate ones. So you can see it's actually pretty easy. All right, and then the next one under again. I just realized I'm not going to need as many as I thought, because I'm actually going to push those up. No, I think I'll start here. I do like that better. And then this one, you're going to push those up. Can you get an idea? See what I'm doing now? It's pretty simple. And you're going to push that up to the last ones. Oh, I messed that one up. I messed it up. This one needs to go underneath. But at this point, we haven't glued anything down, so it doesn't matter. And that's why you don't glue anything down until you're done, because otherwise you'll mess it up. It is quite satisfying doing this. It's kind of like putting a puzzle together, but a lot less mucking around trying to find the pieces. All right, so that one goes underneath here, goes underneath, goes underneath. So hopefully you're seeing how this comes together. All right. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up, you guys. All right, so the last one, I've got a little bit room here left, and I'm going to do the last one. I hope I've done this correct. All right. And we are a little bit below the bottom. Can you see that? A little bit below. That's fine. All right. I actually probably could have moved it up a little bit. I'm deciding whether I actually want to do that. I was thinking initially, because I'm probably going to end up cutting it down a little bit. So I'm actually going to move it up. But you can see it's easy to do once you decide where you want it to be. And so on. And then I could do another one on the end, or I could just trim it off, whichever way. I may end up just trimming it off. It's kind of a cool background though, right? All right, so then you've got this piece here. Take the backing off and push this down. Same on the other side. Take the backing off. You did it in Girls Brigade. I know, it brings back some memories, doesn't it? Push it down. Oop. And then we're going to pull that up. And the one at the bottom as well now. So this is actually, I think, sort of a much easier way, just to have the glue all the way around the edges like this. And that way it's kind of foolproof. You kind of end up with a piece. And now you can actually trim it off wherever you want, or you can put it in your trimmer if you want to, and that's fine. I don't know that I've done it completely straight, but anyway, it's good enough. All right, so I'm going to put this right here to this edge, and I'm going to put it in my trimmer, and I'm going to cut it off. And you can turn it over if you want to do that as well, because then you can see where the back is. But actually, I'm going to cut mine down a little bit. And you've got to go backwards and forwards a couple of times, because you've got a couple of thicknesses of paper to get through. And then this one. Now, the last choice you need to make, depending on how tall or how big you want it to be, is that doesn't look quite right at the top, and that's because we started down from there a little bit. So I would also take off that bit at the top as well. But just be careful. If you take off all your glue, which I just did, you might need to touch that up. Okay, so So now we have a panel that we could add to a card. You could cut it down further if you wanted to. I'm just going to stick a bit of glue in under here just to make sure that sits down where we want it to. And that's the one. I keep picking up the one that's empty. All right, and just, push them down so they stay where you want them to. Okay, it's looking good. I'm going to do the same thing at the other end, make sure it's stuck down properly. And you can go around the whole thing and kind of neaten it up as needed, add glue wherever you need to have glue. Ah, there you go. All right, so it looks really good, but I want to make it look better. Okay, so I'm going to give it a bit of treatment. Now, when I saw this online, I saw it done, they called it faux tiling. And I think the colors we've used are going to make it look probably less, or maybe it will still look like tiling. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Versamark and I'm going to emboss this. So, has anyone seen this done before? So I'm going to get my Versamark and I'm going to tap it all over my panel. I'm going to leave a little bit not done so I can hold on to this end, or you could just put it in your embossing. You could do the whole thing and put it in your embossing thing, but I like to do it in stages. So I'm making sure, and I can hold it in the light and see that I've got Versamark pretty much coating the whole thing. And this is quite a striking background. Now you want to use, this is white. We don't want to use that. We want to make sure we're using the clear because we want a clear coating. So we're going to make it the whole thing shiny. So I'm going to pour my whole thing over this and I'm going to pick it up here at the end where I haven't put the Versamark. And I'm just going to tap off the excess. All right, that's looking pretty good. I'm going to funnel it back in here. That's why I love this embossing kit. Oh, that sounds nice. Are we all invited for dinner, Sheila? For your chicken casserole? I did slow cooker chicken yesterday in the slow cooker, so today we're having leftovers. So I'm not cooking dinner tonight. All right, so let me emboss this. So I've got the powder on and I'm heating it now until it cooks. And I'm holding down in the area where I didn't emboss it, and then I'll do the other end. So it takes a little bit of time. Wouldn't that be nice to all go over to Sheila's for dinner? That'd be lovely. Can you see as it starts to cook? It goes shiny. Now I can see there's still a couple of bits I'm going to have to glue down. That's okay. We can attend to those at the end. Can you see as it's cooking? It takes a bit of time, this step, but it's well worth it. The strawberry slush is easier to see, isn't it, than the peach? So yeah, when I saw this online, it was actually Split Coast. I saw it first, and they had called it I think faux tile splashback is what they call it, because it does look a little bit like splashback tiles on your kitchen counter or something like that. All right, that's as far as I'm going to go with this at the moment. And then I'm going to do the rest, but I just want to show you when I pick it up. Can you see it? Look how nice it is. Isn't that pretty? So this is totally something we haven't done before. I was thinking, what can I do that we really haven't done at all before? All right, so now I'm going to do the Versamark on this end and make sure that that's all coated. And then put my clear powder on over the top of that last little bit. It does look good, doesn't it, Barbara? I really like the effect that we get from this. All right, so you can see I've gone a bit over what we'd already done, but that won't matter. When you get all the embossing heated, it all blends together. I'm just going to tap in the rest into my... Now, here's the thing. When we sell embossing powders in packs of 3, there's 3 metallics, gold, silver, and copper in a pack, or the basics. The basics are the ones I use the most, and that's white, clear, and black. I will tell you, I hardly ever use the black. I almost always use clear and white. They're my 2 most used colors, and the metallics are all good. So totally different types of powders. If you want the different effects and techniques and things you can do with the white and the clear, you'll want to buy the basics pack. And then if you want more metallics like silver and gold for like Christmas and so forth, it does make it a bit more special, doesn't it? So I'm just going to reheat this, and then it will start to go shiny and coated. So here's a couple of totally different ways to weave your paper, okay? One, just putting our scraps down on a card front and making a pretty woven look to our card. And the second one, actually weaving the paper. In this case, I just used cardstock, but you can use other papers as well, of course. All right, so what I'll need to do is I'll need to go in here and put a bit of extra glue under here where it's lifted a little bit, but that's all right. I can do that at the end when we're all done. And I can also cut it down smaller if I wanted to, because on a card front, this is a little wide probably, and a little, like, I feel like I want to cut that down a little bit, maybe either that or I make my card front. And, you know, you could put different things on top. For example, oh, okay. I haven't stamped on this yet, but you could put your gingerbread man on there, and that would look rather cute, wouldn't it? Super cute. I love the gingerbread man. I've got one here that's a completed one. Here we go. You know, how cute would he look? But that's a box. It's not actually to go on a card, but, you know, to give you an idea. Another possibility, I was saying before, I've just got the dies that go with these traditional labels, and they're right here. These are new for me, so I haven't even opened them yet. You've never used black. I use clear and white all the time because there's a whole bunch of techniques like emboss resist that you'll want to use clear for. And you've seen me use clear quite a bit. And I probably use clear and white about the same. So look how nice these are. I love them. So you could have, for example, I could put on here, there's a just for you that fits nicely in here, and we could put that in the center. Actually, I feel like it probably needs a bigger one, you know, like about this size. Look how nice these are. Aren't these great? And you've also got like a season's greetings that fits here, the two, like to fit inside these little labels. Those are really nice. And sending love and joy, that would fit in there as well. I think these are great. I'm so glad I got them. What do you guys think? Do you like that? Yeah, he does look like he's on a gingham tablecloth. I think the gingerbread is maybe the winner for this card, and I think that might be a bit of fun. The other thing is, I've noticed this was strawberry slush and peach pie that we started out with, but that's, now that we've embossed it, it doesn't look like strawberry slush anymore. It looks like, I'm trying to work it out. It's not really real red. It's like it's almost like Poppy Parade, actually. And then the peach pie looks more like pumpkin pie. Isn't that interesting? It's changed the color of them completely. Yeah, picnic rug. Could be. So So it looks fabulous. Yeah, so this is another way of using your woven papers to come up with a really cool background. And I think it's a lot of fun. I've ended up with these two today. I will go ahead and finish this. And because of you guys saying it looks like a gingham tablecloth or a, and it's interesting because I don't normally prefer the wider. I like the thin look of a thin weaving piece, but actually I don't mind this. It's turned out nicer than I expected. So there you go. Oh, Gryffindor. Yes, it does look a bit like Gryffindor. This would need to be a little bit more maroon, but yes, we're on our way to Gryffindor. That's a cool idea. The colors from Harry Potter, said Donna. You are correct. Look at you girls having the same thoughts at the same time. Yeah, you would use a different background for a Christmas card. Definitely, I agree. But there you go. There's our bits and pieces today. What do we think? Do you like these? So you've got me back again. I wanted to say thank you so much for watching today, and thank you for watching all year long. This is actually the last week of our Stampin' Up year. Our Stampin' Up year runs from the 1st of September to the 1st of October to the end of September. So we're in our very last week, which is why things like trip qualification, all that kind of stuff are all coming to an end. And that's why I'm hustling at the moment. But very, very thankful to have you guys along for the ride, and so grateful that you tune in to watch time and time again and spend time with each other and with me too. So you're very welcome, you guys. Oh, good, Jen. That's great. Yeah, the second piece isn't a card yet, though, is it? It's like you said, it's a piece. It's not a card. I will make it into one, but I've just got to work out exactly what I want that to look like. It's a little bit different. I like the shininess of it. You can't really see that in this light. You could see it better under my lamp, but yeah, I like the shininess of it. All right, you guys. Well, you all have a fabulous day, whatever it is you're doing, and I hope to see you again soon. For those of you who are doing the Zoom tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow at 2:00. And Judy and anyone else that needs to get the supply and measurements document, if you haven't got that yet, reach out to me, Judy. I'll send it to you straight after this video. Anyone else who needs it, reach out as well. You do have to have registered to be able to do that class. So it's either $15 to do the class, which anyone can, there's a link on my blog, or you can reach out to me and I'll send you an invoice. There is also, if you've bought branching out from me, you also get it for free. And if you're in my team, you automatically get it for free. So that's good. Then we have Craft Along on Thursday. So that's Thursday at 2 p.m. That's a public video that anyone can watch. And then Friday night, we're back with new sketches for you at 7:30 p.m. Sydney time. So there you go. That's okay. You can just watch. And a lot of people choose to just watch and then go back and watch the replays and make it later. And that's fine too. Thank you, guys. All right. I hope to see you sometime this week, and look after yourselves and stay crafty. Bye, guys.